one thing we haven't done in a long, long time is a segment that was actually one of the founding segments when we were saying let's put together a podcast. We said we could do this, we could do that, and we said we could have This Week in I actually came across this guy from Howard Stern. Now, a lot was said that during the election, President Obama got an overwhelming share of the African-American vote. But overwhelming is not everyone.
No, this is the one guy that didn't vote for Obama.
Now, heads up, everybody. I want you to pay attention to these photos I'm going to show you. This is the official Manning Report lineup.
It's official.
Now, this is the long-legged Mac Daddy's father.
Barack Obama Sr. picture.
This is the long-legged Mac Daddy's mama.
Mrs. Dunham, his mother.
Yes, of course.
This is the long-legged Mac Daddy's wife.
First Lady Michelle Obama.
Of course.
And these are
Here's the kicker.
The long-legged Mac Daddy's lovers.
An Arab man, Larry Sinclair, Reggie Love, his body man.
His
gay
body
lovers.
man.
Yeah.
This
Body massage.
is the long-legged Mac Daddy's black vice president.
It was Al Sharpton as vice president. It's not actually Joe Biden.
Well, you can see where people would get confused.
And this
Says here,
is
James
what
Manning, PhD,
the long-legged Mac Daddy is not.
a natural-born citizen and a priest of God. The president is not a priest of God.
And presumably a natural-born citizen?
As long as we're considering
this
Hawaii, Kenya.
is the long-legged Mac Daddy.
Yeah. President Barack Obama.
Allah. That's what God said. That's what God said.
That's what God says. Atla.
Atla.
It may sound like an insurance company.
Yeah.
Like an acronym for something like American Life or American Transcendental something. I don't know.
American Transcendental Life.
Association of Hollywood.
Yes.
I don't know. I came across this because he gave a speech to his congregation where he was like, Obama is a long-legged Mac Daddy. And Howard, anytime President Obama comes up as a subject matter, especially during the 2008 election, but not so much now, but he would just play that drop. Obama! From Pastor Manning.
And is long-legged Mac Daddy an insult?
I
I'm
believe
not
he
clear on
intends
that.
it that way.
Because I don't know what it means.
I don't either. I mean, you know what? I'm afraid if I do a search, it's going to come up with, Pastor Manning. Let's see. Long-legged Mac Daddy. Definition. There we go. Okay, here we go. Urban Dictionary. Long-legged Mac Daddy.
Okay.
Okay. The first one listed long-legged Mac Daddy, U.S. Senator and presidential hopeful Barack Obama. That's the first definition.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Second definition, long-legged Mac Daddy. A pimp is someone smooth and charismatic and good with women and uses his powers to exploit weak women. A Mac is a pimp that is able to exploit both men and women. And a Mac Daddy is a Mac that is able to exploit other Macs.
Damn.
So it's a multi-layered definition, actually.
So he's a long-legged Mac Daddy.
Yes.
So he's got long legs.
He is
so
tall. I believe he's tall.
That seems to be literal.
Right.
He has long legs. That's what long-legged means.
Yes.
And Mac Daddy means that he has influence over pimps of all kinds.
Yes, he is kind of like the ultra pimp. He is kind of like the Speaker of the Pimp House of Representatives.
So he's the leader of the pimp world.
Yes.
Okay.
He's kind of like the Snoop Dogg of Barack Obama's.
Okay.
You know.
All right, it makes sense now.
Okay, but that guy is really. I mean, if you go to their website, it's like it's very anti-Obama.
Does it
He
say-
hates him, but I don't ever see what the explanation is as to why. It's not like he's like,
Does it say anything with what Atla means?
well, no. So I did a search for Atla, and the only thing I could come up with was this anti-Pastor Manning. Sheila R. Vitale. I'm assuming that's Dick Vitale's wife.
Probably.
Teacher and pastor, teacher, and founder, Living Epistles Ministries. Now, it said, I like our web pages uploaded for you. We didn't do this for ourselves. We did this for you.
No, this is for you to look at.
Then it says, Atla or Greek god Atlas. Yeah.
What?
The following message has been transcribed for clarity, continuity of thought, and punctuation by the LEM transcribing and editing team. Maybe it's something that Sheila said at a
Okay.
they didn't record it. They kind of like
They just
took a
transcribed it.
They probably had to send in a self-addressed stamped envelope somewhere for something. I don't know. But,
Probably.
Okay, so it says, Part 1, Praise the Lord. This is a further message about Pastor Manning and my response to him.
So he said something about her?
I'm assuming so. Or maybe just a response to his
Just a response in
general way of
general
thinking.
to-
The Lord has told me that the genesis of the name Atla is Atlas. It is really saying Atlas without being obvious.
All right, the Lord told her this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
The
he
Lord-
sent an angel down and said,
I'm assuming he probably left a voicemail. Something like that.
well, yeah, he is God. He's omnipotent and
Busy.
everything. So
Well, he's busy too.
Well,
He
yeah.
doesn't have time to sit around by the phone and wait for you to call back.
no, he leaves a voicemail and then just
Yeah.
goes and creates some other world. Because that's what God does. And so Atla, it means Atlas.
Yes.
How? Why?
Pastor Manning's vision is a vision of Atla, and when I first heard this, my understanding was that Atla was the new name of the geographical location called Harlem. I believe it was signifying the revitalization of this area, and it included with it the revitalization of the black community and or of that area, and was to be made an example of what God can do in renewing people and renewing lives. I'm guessing the next line is like, that was bullshit.
Turns out I was wrong.
Yeah, I was worse than wrong. This you realize, but that's a line from the Mr. Show bit about God transcribing
yeah.
his memoirs. You realize he's doing a Robert Evans
Yeah.
bit, and it's just like the Patton Oswalt. That occurred to me some years
Yeah,
later.
based on the same book on tape where he's reading his own autobiography.
He wasn't ever a writer for them, was he?
Who? Patton
Oswalt.
I don't think he
Yeah,
ever worked with him.
It is the same kind of pithy humor, but
Yeah.
okay. The name of Atla has now been expanded into a concept of world dominion, according to Pastor Manning's preachings, which we will listen to in future meetings. And that reminds me, our next This Week in Jesus TV is going to be about Kimberly Daniels, the city councilwoman from the North Side, who actually performs. She performs exorcisms, basically.
Really?
But they call them deliverance sessions.
Deliverance sessions.
Yes. Basically, she's making a differentiation. The Roman Catholic version of this would be called an exorcism, but
No, actually, when I rape dudes in the woods, I call it the same thing.
yeah, that's immediately when she goes, I call them deliverance sessions. First thing I thought of was the movie. And I'm like, it's not the image that I thought Kimberly Daniels was trying to evoke on me. Really, really wildly anti-gay, but she showed up one night at Hamburger Mary's, which is the gay drag restaurant,
Okay.
because I just wanted to investigate and see what it was all about. Yeah. But we'll have to delve another time deeper into this Pastor Manning and Sheila. Maybe it was a relationship gone bad.
I hope they can work it out.
I do. If they can't work it out, there's no hope for
No,
any of us.
not at all.
Yeah, it goes on. Today, I got this message for you at 3 o'clock this morning. The Lord woke me up and gave me this message. Sheila.
Sheila, break up. Break up.
What? It's just God.
God, why are you waking me up?
Couldn't this wait until the morning? No, I needed to tell you now. I've got shit to do. Oh, I mean, I think a lot of them say that when they mean that they feel like they were endowed with God by the vision, not so much in the sense of
Yeah.
you know, like, but the way they say it, it comes across that way, like to people, you know, less into nuance. You know, it was like, oh, like Sheila. Kind of imagine it like the when God found them in the Holy Grail. So, oh, stop groveling! What does he say? Stop bowing! What are you doing? We're bowing. We're bowing in him. I can't remember them.
I can't remember the lines either. So that just sort of fizzled.
Yeah. I still like that voice that he does. Arthur. No, sorry. Anyway, We'll cover that in the next installment of This Week in Jesus TV. We'll do a whole segment just about Kimberly Daniels
I think that's fair.
and her deliverance.
And her exorcisms.
Yes. All right. Next. Oh, that's right. I got to go back to my.
But wait, did we get a thing on this Atlas thing? What it means and why it is pertinent at all to Atla?
Oh, okay. Okay, if you want to.
I just really want to know how Atlas factors into
Well,
this.
God essentially woke her up at 3 o'clock in the morning and he said, Atla is really Atlas. Atlas is a character in Greek mythology. He is one of the Titans, and he is always depicted as holding the globe on his shoulders. Atlas holds the world on his shoulders. I put on the board for you. See, it's probably a preaching. I put on the board for you part of the scripture, Isaiah 9:6. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. The increase of the zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Okay, that means that the Lord of hosts will bring this to past.
Right.
The Lord of hosts is the name that signifies the warlike characteristics of Jehovah. I'm in the weeds on this. We'll read more and get into it later. Like I said, we didn't understand when I showed him the video. We weren't anticipating getting into a really deep, understanding of this battle over the word Atla.
But does that mean that he's an Atlas worshipper? That's really is that the gist of her argument?
I think so. If you want, just look up Sheila R. Vitale of Living Epistles Ministries, and you can read up yourself.
I can remember Sheila Vitale
at home. Just remember, Dick Vitale's wife.
Sheila.